Hey, everybody.
Oh, good people. What's going on, man, everybody?
Welcome to week 30 of 52 weeks of focus.
Man, I'm tired.
We're at week 30 already.
Week 30 of them things.
Babe just got back from being out of town for a few
And
days.
RIP to the curls. No more curl check. But wave game. Let's go. We can. Hope everybody been doing good, man. Your boy been in Delaware, Harrington, Delaware to be exact, working this fair. Grinding. I like the country. I'm a country guy. And I had some fun working. 11-hour shifts. It was dope, though. That's good at a fair. So if you ever in Harrington, Delaware.
Okay, so back to the 52 weeks of focus.
52 weeks focus,
we're in week 30 already.
Week 30.
And this week's title is Connecting Through Companionship.
Yes. We're going to talk about managing your relationships and being able to connect with one another in order to move forward in what God has for you. So, yes. And
we will have one Bible theme or one Bible verse this time around because it will be more conversational for this video. Right. So we just wanted to go ahead and start off with the Bible verse and we'll go from there. The Bible verse for this topic is 1 John 4:7. It says, "Beloved, let us love one another.
Read.
For love is of God.
Read the book.
And everyone that loveth is born of God and knoweth God."
That's how they do it in Kojic. Read the word. Oh
boy. So it will still be 4 topics, but it won't be as formal.
Right.
So we hope you guys enjoy this format. And we are also up for your feedback to see if you would like more videos like this. Right. I will take the first 2 and Babe will finish us off with the last 2.
Hey y'all. This is gonna be just got back 2 o'clock this morning.
Actually it's almost about 3. But Babe made it to church.
I'm about to say I ain't driving in the
church.
middle of the night just to go to church with your little crazy self.
Okay, so just to preface this topic, many of us struggle with relationships in our lives. We struggle with companionship. We may struggle with friendship. Any type of relationship in your life may be a struggle. And this is what this topic is for you. It's not just for relationships or, serious relationships or marriages. It's about all types of relationships.
So you got like romantic relationships, you got platonic relationships, you got associates, you got work relationships, you got business relationships.
Yes.
Everything that requires you to interact with somebody else. Yes. That's what we're talking about today.
Yes. And our goal today is just to give you some quick tips from a female's perspective and a male perspective. Okay.
Y'all been going from the house for 4 days, 5 days. Crazy. Right.
Okay, so the first topic is a male's role in a relationship or companionship. And this is just from my perspective, and not saying that this has to be, again, your significant other. This can be a friendship. This can be a work, relationship. It can be any type of relationship you want. It is key that in any type of relationship, you put that person as a top priority. In terms of, relationships, of course, that's just your significant other. But in terms of like work relationships, that could be your job. That can be what you're responsible for, the people you're responsible for. You have to continue to stay focused on, the work at hand, or you may lose focus and not get something done, or something may fall through the cracks, or, or it may cost you your job. But we're hoping that's not the case. Also, in any type of companionship, communication is key. In terms of communication, that could be if you disagree with something, expressing it in a respectful way. Not not sending emails out if you're at work that offends the other person. I call them keyboard warriors.
Oh yeah, Twitter fingers.
Twitter fingers. Anyways, so any type of communication is key. The primary form of communication should be face to face. The next one should be over the phone, not a text message, not a messenger, not a DM. It should be over the phone so they can hear your voice and hear the inflections and hear the hurt, or hear the the issue that you may have. The last resort, of course, is emails or texts or DMs or something. Just because text and written words can get misconstrued on a consistent basis. And that's how a lot of relationships are severed, because one person may interpret a word completely different than you do. Right. Also, in any type of, companionship you have, you must be transparent and honest. Transparency leads to breakthroughs personally, professionally, and also within your friendships or relationships. If you're able to be transparent across the board in any and everything you do, people tend to trust you more. Mm-hmm. People can sense when you can't be trusted. People can sense when you're just giving them, a bunch of stuff.
Bull. Call what it is.
So just be yourself. Be transparent. If you feel like a project at work, for instance, doesn't make sense, well, come to the table with something else that may make it better, or something that will take the project to the next level. Don't be afraid to speak up, because you were hired at that particular job for a reason. They need your skill set for a reason.
Right. Can I say something about transparency real quick?
Yeah.
As far as transparency, before you become transparent, you must have to validate yourself first, like within yourself. So like if you're looking for validation elsewhere, whether it be friends, whether it be family, whether it be social media, whether it be all those other things we tend to hold value in, it's going to be really hard for you to be transparent, because your opinions and your movements will be based on not your own like self. It'll be like what others expect of you, and what others want you to say, or what you think other people want you to do. So like in order to be transparent about yourself, you have to be comfortable within yourself, and you have to be like confident in your own voice instead of the voice and the information other people give you. My bad, that was on my spirit.
Okay. And also, this is the last point. Ensure that when you discuss what you would like, for instance, I know within the military we have to do a 2 5-year plan, 5, 7, 10-year plan. We have to plan our personal or professional, or try to plan our personal and professional goals based off of where we want to go in our career.
Right.
You have to, be focused and be intentional about what you want to do, and make sure you're communicating that amongst your friends, your significant others, and your coworkers. Mm-hmm. And also, just one bit of advice. This is for both males and females. There are certain things, for instance, that, are kind of touchy topics that may cause issues, especially within the workplace. And that is talking about politics and religion. I know, being in the military, I can't discuss really anything as far as politics. I can talk up a storm to my husband, but if it's
believe me, y'all.
If it's in the workplace, I have to be neutral, because we are, regardless if whoever's in office, we have a job to do. So, just ensure that you are on the same page across the board.
Right.
Whether that's personally, professionally, in a friendship especially, because you get what you give, or you are what you think, you are what you see, you are what you say. So just keep those few things in mind. in terms of male's role in companionship. Moving on to point 2. This point can go either way. It can go for your relationship. It can go, of course, it can go for friendships. It can go, at work in terms of showing God's love. So the second topic is love is a mutual exchange. Again, that's point 2, which is love is a mutual exchange. It is important in whatever type of relationship you may be focusing on or having issues on, is that you should never keep record of wrongdoings. I know I've had issues in the past as far as when I go to work, I take on what's going on at work because I'm so passionate about people and taking care of people. I'm in HR, by the way, for the military, so it's always something, something going on.
When I say always, it's
always something going on. So you can't keep records of that person that you may hear about at work, of their wrongdoings, because everybody deserves a second chance. Everybody deserves a new start. So when that incident may happen within your personal life, or it may happen at work, or it may happen as far as a friendship, you must remember that tomorrow is a new day. And you can't keep records of wrongdoings and keep, a running tally of things that did not go right. Because what will happen is you will start to think what you have written down or what you're keeping a tally of, and not paying attention to what's positive that's going on around you. You should also keep, love without conditions. Loving without conditions, specifically, of course, with your significant other, is loving without being selfish towards that significant other. Loving it's with selflessness, not selfishness. In terms of your professional relationship, that means showing the love of Christ wherever you go in the workplace. If someone is being nasty to you at the workplace, or someone, that is close to you is being nasty to you, you have to continue to show the love of Christ regardless of how that may hurt you, because that's what our duty is as the children of God. Also, you have to keep in mind that it's a quid pro quo type society. You have to get something in order to give something, or vice versa. But either way, you have to be willing to make some type of sacrifice within that companionship, within that friendship, in order to get your quote unquote investment back, as some people refer to it. And sometimes you may not get that investment back because you may be in that person's life to feed into them, right, and to help them in their season. So don't feel bad that love may not be reciprocated. Just know that God sees your heart and your true intentions. Do you have anything to say?
No, you can really you really gotta knock it out as far as it being mutual, making sure you're servicing each end of the relationship or companionship or business relationship. It's not, I don't want to go into my I'm about to knock it out real quick. But yeah.
All right. I'm gonna pass it off to Babe.
All right. So number 3. Number 3 will be very short, and because I'm sleepy because I drove here.
Babe is tired.
But simply put, number 3 is you can't do it by yourself. As a matter of fact, it is my belief that we weren't meant to do it by ourselves. Right. So when it comes to companionship, or when it just comes to daily living in general, I really don't think we were made to do this journey by ourselves. I think many of the blessings that we receive from God come in the form of relationships. So you may get a call from somebody you hadn't talked to in 30 years. You know what I'm saying? They have some information for you, or nowadays in the job market, it's all about who not necessarily what you know. The things that we consistently judge when it comes to the social media stuff, when it comes to the church, when it comes to other social events, we do that to interact with other people. Even the most introverted person needs people. So we must understand the power of people, and we must understand that God works through those people as well. All right. Now, that's not saying that we should specifically like compartmentalize people to say, I'm supposed to be getting this from you. All right. It's a relationship. All right. Whether it's work, whether it's business, whether it's romantic, platonic, both people or both sides have something to offer in that particular relationship. All right. You're not supposed to do it by yourself. Anybody that's trying to do it by themselves, I promise you, they're probably stressed out. All right. Or anybody that is claiming to do it by themselves, nah, bro. All right. Even though she's a soldier in the military, full of army, we do this thing. All right. When it comes to any kind of decision, any major decisions, we do it together. All right. Even with me being a teacher, there's some days where my little head just can't wrap around why little Johnny won't sit down in algebra, or a little Quavian why he won't do what he's supposed to do. All right. And she helps me with that. All right. And my coworkers help me with that. Shout out to North Carolina High School and Baldwin High School. I miss y'all. It's all about the people and how you guys are willing to work with your environment. I know a lot of us get into these, these like passive aggressive like little things that we get into with each other because we're not seeing each other as like resources, and we see each other as like oppositions. All right. Both sides have enough, all right, to collectively come together, but it's how we come together that is going to determine if we, get to our goals. All right. I really feel like a lot of our problems that we have in today's society not is a lack of resources, it's just a lack of communication and like being transparent with what both sides have to offer and working together with them. All right. Nobody can do it by themselves. Nobody. Nope. Okay. Throughout the Bible, God tells us that like 2 is better than 1. Yep. All right. 2 is better than 1. All right. And a lot of people equate that particular verse. I think that's Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 9. Ooh, your boy been reading his Bible. That it says 2 is better than 1, but people try to equate that to marriage, and that's not necessarily true. That's not just in marriage and anything. All right. I'm not sure if you guys have been reading, but if you have some time, look up the mastermind theory, where it just simply says like my one brain trying to figure out something is so much harder than using a bunch of different people's. Ooh, Lord, that was a hawk. That's that driving cough. But yeah, so basically, the mastermind theory is real easy. It's instead of using your little brain to figure out these big concepts, it's using a collective to figure out a bunch of different things and moving forward with the assistance of those other people. Okay, so that was point number 3. That's a record for me, boy. Shut up. All right. So again, number 3 is you can't do it by yourself. We weren't meant to. All right. So that was number 3. Number 4. All right. This is one of my favorites. I say this all the time. Right? I say it to everybody because I feel like a lot of people know. But let me just tell y'all what it is first. Number 4 is it's not all about you. Yes, you, the person that's listening to us. It's not all about you. Like you being yourself is cool and everything. You being an individual is great, but it's not all about you when it comes to managing relationships. If you go into a relationship with more of a focus on what you are getting out of it and what you are gaining from it, you're cutting that relationship short of the amazingness that it could kind of present or produce. All right. When we look at things from one side of the equation or one solution, or we look at it in one kind of streamline, we cut off not only the potential that thing has to grow, but we also cut off our ability to grow because it's an assumption that we know everything about that particular thing. All right. And the great thing about people is they teach you stuff, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, or it feels good or it feels bad. But each interaction we have with someone is an opportunity to learn. But when you look at it, when it's all about you, you lose a lot of what you learn in translation because you're not even trying to hear it like that. All right. One of one of the like most surprising things about us moving around so much, at least for me, is what each place teaches us or teaches me, and what I can do to aid that particular environment to teach about, you know, being in other like unfamiliar places. All right, I know that sounded a little confusing. Did you get what I was saying? Mm-hmm. She won't listen, y'all. So basically, what I'm saying is basically offering your individuality as a service to your environment, and that just simply means being aware of yourself, but also learning to be aware of other people. All right, God really pushes us to not necessarily just focus on our needs, but to service the needs of His kingdom and His world, and making sure that making sure that we are using the gifts that He gave us, and doing that in a way to where He can be glorified, and we can also help one another out. Because the first part of that verse is to love one another, and you can't do that if you're always thinking about you. And more times than not, when you think about yourself, you get yourself in trouble. And it ain't no trouble like the trouble you get yourself in. Because not only are you mad at the problem, you're also mad at, dang, why I do that. And dang, man, I could have had all this help, but I didn't want to do it like that. So, in short, just use the resources you've been blessed with. God blesses us through other people. All right? But he also uses us to bless other people. All right, so don't miss your opportunity to be a blessing, because I tell you, it ain't nothing like being a blessing to somebody. Getting blessings is good. I will admit it's great. It feels great. But being able to be a blessing to someone is a feeling like no other. So, anything else? I know that was short.
Nope.
Sure?
Yeah.
Cool. Won't you recap for us a little bit?
I recapped last time.
You did?
Yes.
What?
You're trying to bamboozle me this time.
I was trying to bamboozle, but it's been a long week. I done worked 40 hours in 4 days. All right, so number one, it's pretty easy. It's about males' roles in relationships. All right, we just kind of talk about just what is an expectation for us males, or the desired things that males should do in relationships, whether it be business, companionship, platonic, and actually this kind of go for males too. I thought I'd say that, but prioritizing the other side. We have to prioritize the other side. I know my wife said top priority, but we want to make sure that is taken care of. All right. I know some people may have a problem with the semantics of that, but just making sure that you're taking care. You're making sure that you're mentally prepared for both sides, being willing to prioritize things that you guys have in common. I know in marriage that's really real hard, when you gotta step outside yourself and be like, I gotta take care of the fam first. All right. Also, communication is key. Without communication, both of y'all just blind leading the blind. All right, fellas. Make sure that you're communicating well. Also, transparency is really key. All right, I think that's more so women than men, but that's my personal opinion. All right, so avoid troubles in the future by being transparent about your past, your present, and where you think you want to go. The more and more you're able to do that, from a business sense, from a whatever sense, from a platonic relationship to a companionship, as far as like looking at dating or anything, that transparency piece is super important, because no one can help you until like you show up. All right, but if you keep hiding behind all these obstacles and all this other stuff, it's not gonna happen. All right, it's not gonna end well. All right, cool. Cool. Number two is love is a mutual thing. I like to look at relationships like cars. If you don't take care of them, if you don't do maintenance, sometimes it takes preventative maintenance. Sometimes it takes all of a sudden things happening and you fixing it. Like it's you good to your car be good to you. All right. If you're good to your relationship, you're managing your relationship properly. If you're sewing into your relationship, if you're putting rims on your relationship, if you're putting tinted windows on your relationship, like those accessories, doing those accessory type things to your relationship, feeding into it, sewing into it, it'll 100% like take care of you. All right. So both sides. All right, both sides. It has to be a mutual thing. Sometimes it will feel like it's only, you're only able to give so much. All right, and I do get that. Okay, but make sure you're building that understanding. Make sure you're building that nice, strong base that you guys have, and then just kind of working it out between you guys. It's like a balance beam. Okay, that's number
2.
All right, number 3, you can't do it by yourself. That's pretty self-explanatory. Please stop doing it by yourself. You weren't meant to do it by yourself. All right, for people that are single, I'm not talking about just relationships. I'm talking about everything. All right, businesses you're trying to do or the business you're trying to create, you're trying to thrive in, you can't do it by yourself. Okay, so resources are out there. Please use them. All right, swallow that pride and use what God has given you. Use the blessing that God is trying to bless you with. Okay? Number 4, most importantly, it's not all about you. Okay? All right, most of our blessings, most of the things that are made for us, most of our purposes are not just for our gain. All right, it can't be just for our gain. God is too big for that. All right, He's blessing you to be a blessing to other people. Okay, so and the sooner we take that mindset, the sooner we'll receive those resources that we've been looking for, or you may realize it's been there the whole time. Okay, but you have to be able to be self-aware of yourself, all right, and also start to be aware of how you affect others and what you do and what you say and the moves you make, how that affects other people, and be willing to accept thoughts that you may, that are outside of your own thinking. Okay, work with people, baby. It's all. He nice with it. All right, he gonna put the right people in the right place at the right time and the right season for you to take off and bless somebody else and bless somebody else and bless somebody else. And while you blessing other folks, that's a better feeling than receiving the blessing, to my recollection. So, yeah, that was everything, right?
Yep.
Cool. You gonna make me pray us out too?
Yep.
What? Hey, y'all, wait now.
You prayed, but I prayed last time.
Oh, okay. I think I had an attitude last time. I was grumpy, I think. What? I can see you in the camera. All right, so, yeah. So, as always, guys, thank you very much for
thank you
watching. Thank you for kind of looking at all the platform stuff we have out, from the YouTube to the Facebook to the, what else we got at? This other stuff people looking at.
Instagram, IGTV.
Yeah. So.
Also, my IG is at VLE1920, and Babes is at Freeway P.
Yeah, that one right there.
So we'll make sure to add that in today, just because we're just trying to spread God's word where we can.
Yeah.
All right. Well, babe, ready to pray us out?
Finish my outro, please. Thank you guys. Again, I was rudely interrupted. But we love you guys. Thank you guys for the comments, the sharing, the, all the other stuff. We appreciate it. If you guys
subscribing too.
Yeah,
thank you.
See how she cut me off again. Yeah, it does so much for us, but hopefully we're returning that through doing the stuff. If you have any comments, please put them below, and reach out to us, because we do this for y'all. And see.
All right, you ready to pray us out, baby?
Oh, Lord. Hopefully I don't sneeze during the prayer. All right. Heavenly Father, thank you again for another week. Thank you for just getting us to this point where we can be transparent in not only our own lives, but the blessings that you have given us. And we pray that this week, God, we can strengthen our relationships by being more focused on servicing others and being more aware of not only just the blessing that you're giving us, but ways that we can bless others as well. Also, God, we want to say thank you for just the strong and unwavering love that you show us every day. And we pray that we can give a fraction of that to this world. So, God, thank you. We pray that everybody has a good week. And again, do this in your name. Amen.
Amen. All right. See you guys next week. Bye.